KTT Talks by Paula and Ricardo ALC. Let's talk about Kizomba. Welcome everybody, my name is Ricardo.
My name is Paula.
And we are here to the KTT Talks podcast. It's a weekly podcast that we do where we invite students from our KTT program, Kizomba Teachers Training, a structure, complete structure where we share the ALC methodology. Until now, more than 500 people worldwide made already this training. And today we are very lucky and grateful of having here Kevin with us. Kevin from Holland. How are you, my friends?
I'm very good. How are you guys?
Very good.
Very good. Thank you.
That's a beautiful smile. You look like a Pepsodent smile. Really white.
It's my signature smile, right?
So good, so good. So usually on this kind of conversation, we split it in three parts. First, we will talk a little bit about you and your path. Because usually when we are in the KTT program, it's so intense that only in the breaks we are able to talk a little bit, but it's many hours, a lot of things happening. And usually you don't have the time to meet more the individual people and what is their background. So we'll start by there to know who is Kevin, where are you from, what are your roots, what did you study, your life before dancing, and then how dance appeared in your life, what was the transformation, and then we go to the part of the teacher's transformation. So when you start teaching, what was your major difficulties, why you decide to invest on KTT, what that bring to you, and then we'll talk at the end a little bit about the present and the future. Good?
Okay, nice.
Beautiful. So let's start from the top. Let us know who is Kevin.
Who's your mom? Who's your dad?
You don't need to go there.
So yeah, Kevin, I'm from Surinamese and Curacao parents. So my mom is from Suriname, Hindustan, and my father is from Curacao. So that is a nice Caribbean mix, I'd say. And that is I think the main catalyst, main accelerator for my passion for dance and music. Can you hear me well, by the way?
Very good. And our audience also, your fans are arriving here.
Yeah.
Mela is saying that Kevin is a good dancer,
Kizomba dancer.
dancer, and I can know that.
So nice.
Super nice. Yeah, I see a lot of my friends here. Hello, guys. Super nice that you are here. Okay. Yeah. So that is dance and music has been a big part of my life, like forever actually. Since my eighth, I've been a drummer. I play the drums, and I've played in many different bands, playing in pop rock bands, playing in reggae or old school. And the biggest band that I played in was a Caribbean style band, which I played soca music, but also zouk music, and a little bit of compa even we played, and merengue and all kinds of Caribbean and Latin style music. So yeah, I played in that band for around 7 years when I was 20 to 27, I believe.
5 years ago.
Sorry?
5 years ago. So
7 years ago. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I started taking classes. Like when it comes to dancing, I started taking dance classes when I was 18, and I started with salsa, and I know you like salsa too. So as a hobby, I danced salsa, I danced bachata also, merengue, a little bit of zouk. Not really, did not invest a lot in zouk. And then I believe now 7 years, 6, 7 years ago, Kizomba came into my life, and it never went away. Actually, Kizomba kidnapped me from the salsa and bachata side, and took me on a very beautiful journey that is still ongoing. So yeah.
So nice.
What did you study?
Sorry?
What did you study before the dance and the music?
Yeah, I studied commercial economics, so that is a marketing study. And before my dancing, I was actually working at the ING Bank, which is like a big international bank. As a business advisor, so I was advising starting businesses, but also businesses with a revenue up to 1 million euros
Oh my God.
on all kinds of financial topics that they can come across, right, as a starting entrepreneur. I really enjoyed it because I love talking to entrepreneurs because they're very creative people. They have this idea in their head and they go for it like 100%. They give it their all. And it's so fascinating and interesting to see that. But this was not my actual passion. I was good at it, but it was not my actual passion. So I had to stop this job when I was 30, I believe. 30, yeah.
Do you remember when was the click and what provoked the click,
trigger?
the trigger
For
to
stopping
change?
at the ING, you mean?
Sorry?
What trigger do you mean? For stopping at the ING, you mean?
When you
Yes.
yes, when you understood that the numbers were not your passion, but the movement, yes.
It was actually for quite a while already. I think around my 20, 26, 27, I was reading a lot of books, investing a lot in myself, in my personal development, and who am I, what do I stand for, what do I want to achieve, how do I see myself in the world, and most importantly, what do I want to give to the world, what is of true value. And that has been quite a journey to like soul searching, you can call it. And yeah, that led step by step to the point that I felt not at home anymore in the banking world.
So, but now, let's call now before COVID and this pandemic situation, you made that switch from working in a bank to be 100% dedicated to dance?
I actually was almost full time with the dance school. In March 2020, I was going to start in 2 extra locations here in the Netherlands, and that was actually going to be the final 2 locations that I needed to be full time in with my dancing. So yeah, I came very close, but unfortunately, I had to, yeah, close up shop like everybody. And I just am very excited and waiting impatiently to start again and to finish
It's
and
just a
take,
postpone.
yeah, postpone. Yeah.
But
In,
you have another job.
yeah, at the moment, I do have another job. I have like an a side job that I do now as a delivery man at the moment. Yeah, this has been keeping me afloat
Of course.
throughout this period. Yeah, so because I didn't want any governmental support or whatever, I just wanted to fix it myself because that's also the entrepreneurial mindset, I believe. So yeah, I did that. Just in Dutch we say, put your shoulders under the problem, and
Exactly.
just yeah, and just
That's the
go
way.
for it.
Congratulations. We are happy for
Thank
you.
you
Yeah,
very much.
yeah.
So
Thank
this
you very
this
much.
podcast, in a way, this is very selfish because it's a way for us to learn different people's stories, and we are very passionate by people's stories. But in other way, it's also to try to inspire people and people that will listen to us here live and after, because this will be uploaded, the talk. People that can connect in different stages of their life, and then somehow they can see results of people that were in the same situation that they are at this moment, and can have like a light in a direction that, okay, this is possible. I'm also there in the place that this person was, and I can see that it's possible depending on the amount of effort. So this is a recipe made of several ingredients, but there is the possibility.
Yeah.
So do you remember what were your major difficulties when you made the decision to become a teacher? So passing from the social dancing where you were just having fun, learning for yourself, meeting new people, developing, and then you decide to absorb this big responsibility that is to share knowledge with others. So
Yeah.
first of all, did you had this understanding of the responsibility that is to teach, or you just enter in a relaxed mood?
No, I definitely had the feeling of responsibility that when you're going to duplicate a dance to other people, that duplication has to come from a solid ground. But when you start as a teacher, you know just a little bit of that responsibility that you actually have over the people that you teach. And throughout the years, I learned more about this, and what it actually takes to be a good dance teacher is not even so much about the dance. Obviously, obviously the dance is important, but there's so many different facets because you're like a physiotherapist, you're a psychologist, you're a social worker, all in one. You know, it's so you're working with people. So, and dance, uh, it opens up so many feelings in people, and you need to be able to deal with this, and yeah, to inspire people to grow yourself also all the time, growing, because this is a part of the of being a teacher. You have to grow as a person and as a dancer to keep on inspiring the people that come to
Indeed,
your
because
classes.
I'm asking you that because when I started teaching Kizomba, my first teaching was on Kizomba. Salsa came after, although I started dancing salsa, but I started first teaching Kizomba because it was something completely new. There was no Kizomba lessons here in Porto, regular lessons. In
I
Lisbon,
know you were
something was
first.
happening, but here in
Yeah.
Porto, nothing. And I was very young. At that time, I had 17 years old or something like that. And my major goal was I was passionate by that. And I wanted to be able to share that passion with others and allow others to be able to start dancing in a way that something started being built. But I didn't have at all the notion and understanding of the responsibility of being a teacher, including I had 17, 18 years old at that time, and my younger student had like 40 something. So all of them could be my parents, and they decided to allow me to share this passion. And in somehow I learned a lot with them, not in somehow, I learned a lot with them in a lot of different ways. And during our process, we start understanding that responsibility by experiences, and we took many years to be able to get there. And this is one of the things that we advise immediately on day number 1 in our KTT program, that allow people to be aware to that. And before we move, I just want to share with you a new student that we have from the online training is Mushimi, I think is her name. She's from New Zealand, and she attended our KTT online, and she had her first group of students now during this pandemic situation. And on lesson number 1, she had a student at the end that starts crying. And as she already was prepared with the training, she was able to deal with that because she already had this understanding that we need to be a social worker, we need to be a psychologist, we need to be all of that. So in somehow the KTT works like a lever that allow you to earn years of researching, experiments, laboratory to be able to get there. But beside that, so do you remember what were your major difficulties when you decide, okay, I will start teaching, what I need to do, what I need to collect, how can I get this?
The major difficulties that I saw was mm, I wanted to do this in, as I already told you, in a solid with a solid ground, with a solid basic, because I was very aware. I had been following many salsa and bachata classes with good and not so good teachers. Let's put it that way. And so I had this idea about what a good dance teacher should be about, and definitely when it comes to such a dance with such a big cultural and historical background, I felt like I have to invest in not only the dance but also to learn about the history and the culture. And I think that was a big thing that I had to really invest in, and you guys helped a lot during the program with inviting different guests, big influencers like, yeah, for example, Mr. Pechu, and you name them, all the Nuno and Najila. These beautiful couple also helped a lot with this. So that was, I think, the main thing, that when I was thinking about becoming a teacher, like, okay, I have to have this solid ground. So where can I get this information? So I started searching more to the Portuguese side, Angolan side, obviously, because there's the basics. And a major thing also, the methodology. How are you going to structure the classes? Where do you start? How do you build up? And then very important also, how do you attract students? The marketing perspective, that's also something that I really liked of the KTT training, because you spend some time also not only on the dance but also on the commercial marketing side. Yeah, this is a lot that is coming your way when you choose to become a dance teacher. So yeah, that's
So good.
in a nutshell. Yeah.
And do you remember when you start, do you remember your first group of students? Because usually something, this is a mark point in our life. What kind of memories you have about that first experience with we call ours our laboratory rats, because they were the ones where we experiment everything, including most of the names that we have in our methodology for the steps. They were the ones that baptize it, because we experiment, they like it, and they say, this looks like this, so they give a name, and we start adapting that names to our methodology. So what memories you have from your first group of students?
Let me say, if the first thing that it comes to mind was chaotic. Just chaotic class. Not really,
But let
you
me
know.
know something. It was
Yeah,
a chaotic feeling now
yeah,
looking back, or
yeah.
chaotic feeling then on the time?
Chaotic feeling now looking back and at the time.
Okay, you already have that understanding.
Both. No, the thing is, I am not afraid to stand in front of a crowd and to talk for people, because I've been doing this for also the ING, giving trainings to other business advisors and for the directory board and blah blah blah. So I was not really afraid to stand in front of the crowd, but yeah, it's just the whole methodology that was very crooked, and yeah, you just have so many things to learn still as a teacher, and you just feel that you want to do so many things, but you don't have that fluidity yet of yeah, of sharing
Confidence,
and sharing the
maturity,
passion. Yeah.
the breathing to be able to use the things that are happening in our own profit. If we schedule, if you are that kind of people like I was at the beginning, I'm very structured. I can be a little bit messy, but in terms of work,
Gemini.
in
Like
terms
me,
of work,
I'm
I'm
Gemini
very
also.
structured. So one of the things that I remember was that if something go a little bit out of the route that I draw, I was not ready to react. So the skill of improvisation in the moment, to be able to took the things that happen in our own profit, it was something that just came with the time.
Yeah.
It happened the same with you?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, this flexibility of when something goes wrong, to just, or wrong or differently, to react to it and just play cool and just let it be and flow, and just make it a part of the actual experience for the students,
Today I
instead
was
of.
listening to a podcast that can help people to that, because a dance teacher needs to use this kind of tool almost every lesson. Almost like if you are in a room and a pink big elephant enter in that room and you don't talk about it, everybody will notice, and everybody will be like in an awkward feeling, knowing that there is a pink elephant there on the corner of the room, but nobody talks about that. So it's our task as teachers to be able to be the first one to say, hey, there is a pink elephant there in the corner. So in the moment that you talk about that, you immediately relax the audience, and you can keep your task of sharing a message to your crowd. Otherwise, it will create like a lot of noise, and people will not focus on what you have to do. So you need to be the first one to call attention to something that was not expected to happen, So this, the pink elephant is the metaphor, but something that you were not expecting, and you control, you show that you control the situation, and you give confidence to those that are in front of you.
Yeah.
About your decision of investment, what were you looking for? You already said more or less, but when you think, okay, I will invest this amount of money, this amount of time, traveling to Portugal, spend there so many days to these crazy people, why? What were you looking for?
Because when you start doing some research about the history of Kizomba, the main influencers that have spread Kizomba through Portugal, through Europe and the world, you see your name very quickly. So ALC is a very prominent name when it comes to one of the biggest influencers that have spread Kizomba in a very nice way. So it was not a hard search to find your actual teaching program, teachers program, sorry. And the more that we back then, as you know, we were together, Olga and myself. We were together at your program. Now we are not together anymore. But back
you know
then,
that we always have afraid of talking about these kind of things when we don't see
it's
people for a
okay.
long time. So
Oh no,
because
it's okay. We still talk. Yeah,
that's
we're
good.
on a
But
good
usually
terms.
we are masters to mess it up in situations like that. So we are learning to
No,
be
don't
shut
worry
up.
about it. No, don't worry about it. It's okay. No, so we were very determined to follow your teacher's training because there was so much information that you could find when it comes to the contents of the training. So we could really compare if the training fits what we are searching for, and what we are searching for was the methodology on how to structure Kizomba classes, historical cultural background, very important, the music and the music relating to the dance also. So, for example, the samba music, how's it structured? I remember this so vividly that you were sharing pieces of different styles of music, even marabent and a very old style of music, and it still is very vividly in my head.
And you
So yeah,
being a musician even more, of course.
Yeah.
it's
I
true. It's
didn't
true.
know that you were a
No, me
musician.
neither.
Yeah.
Me neither. It's
I'm a
amazing.
little bit biased as a musician, listening to other people talking about music. Then I just
Of
yeah,
course.
light
It's
up.
like a little kid. I'm the same. I'm not a
Yeah.
musician. I started studying as for musician, but I didn't move on. But I'm passionate by music. So one of my hobbies is related to music, to research music and to have more knowledge. So when somebody talk about music, I'm like a children looking
A child. Yeah.
to a big toy.
Yeah.
Did you try to find feedback from people that attended the training? Did
That
you
is a
met somebody that advised you or no?
I think I think we did. I think we did. But more about you, you two. So not really about the training, but more about what do people think about you as teachers and as dancers. And yeah, the feedback is only positive. So it was very easy to make the decision in the end.
Do you remember if you were trying to find something and then you got to the training and unfortunately that thing was not there? Was there something that you were trying to find and you didn't find?
No, no,
And
this is not to like
yeah, yeah,
sell the
yeah.
training or something,
It's to
but
be
it was
completely
really,
true.
yeah, really honestly, it was more than we expected actually. And as I said in a post that I posted on my Instagram today, you made me fall in love with Kizomba even more because of the amount of information and knowledge that you shared. It just opened up a completely new world, what I already thought was very beautiful. So yeah.
So good.
So amazing. That's so amazing.
And so, of course, the course is quite intensive because you have many hours here with live lessons and plus the regular lessons that made part of also the training. But is there something that you were not expecting? Now, the opposite question, and it pop-ups to your mind. So when you think about the training, something that you said, damn, only for this, it was worth it.
Um, only for this it was worth it. I really liked the methodology classes, the part of them where you shared about your methodology, the terminology also, and that you literally had this on paper to share with us. So yeah, this was like, wow, okay, we get this holy Bible of Kizomba from you guys.
So good. Let me know just your opinion, because you cannot say as you didn't experiment, but you experiment the training in a live version. Of course, there is a high part of motivation because you travel abroad, all the experience around the training when you travel to Portugal and arrive here. If you are willing to have your own business and to have your own school, arrive here to our location, I understand that is like seeing a dream coming true, because we know that we are blessed of having this amazing venue with the school, with the studios, with the club, our own stage, so all of this. So only for that is already very inspirational. But there, I imagine that in the perspective of a student, although we give the dossier with all the written information, we give video support to have the steps to be able to watch after, but there is a lot of information that is oral, that we share, and you are taking your notes. And for sure, there are some things that will disappear in the mind. I consider that this is one of the advantages of having the online training, because it's recorded video lessons. So the juice is all there, word by word. You can push back and see it again. Of course, don't have the experience of being here.
The energy, the
But
trading.
what do you think about a level 1 having it online with all the things like recorded, and maybe in a level 2 be able to come here, feel this vibe, feel this experience, breathe and smell everything? Do you think that it can be like interesting progression of learning, having the online training first to understand everything and then travel here to feel it in a different way?
I do think so. I do feel that the student has to be very motivated to really invest the time and money into learning Kizomba, starting at the base, and not only the dance, again, also the cultural historical part. So if somebody is motivated like that, then an online class can be super beneficial. It has great advantages. Like indeed, you can always look back on it. Obviously, the main disadvantage is that you're not there in the physical presence of you guys, and the location, which is a beautiful location in Porto. And Porto itself is obviously a beautiful city, but to have the how can you say that? Like the vision of,
Motivation.
so yeah, like the vision of okay, I did level 1 and I'm going to do level 2 in Porto. So so then you're like working to something like in some kind of a progression. That could be a nice thing, yeah.
Yeah, and also because it's an adaptation to the reality, because now either you like it or not, the online version is the only possibility. And of course, you are in Holland, it's quite easy to come to Porto. But for somebody that is in China, Australia, New Zealand, I remember a couple that came from New Zealand to here, so it was almost 40 hours of traveling to be able to get there, to get here. So that's why I'm trying also to understand the different perspectives, and there is not correct answer or wrong answer. It's just opinions to be able to collect this intelligence and data. Before we move on, we have here a question for you, Andre Eusebio, that is a very good friend from Lisbon. He also attended the training. How is important the African dance or moves in his urban Kiz style?
You dance also urban kids.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I have invested in all styles actually, because I feel that as a Kizomba teacher nowadays, you also have to adapt to the more modern styles. And so you're able to share a complete picture of the Kizomba umbrella. So how important is African dance in urban kids? For me, it's very important because you start with Kizomba, which is a African dance, and you add elements of other dance styles. You fuse other dance styles, also from not even Afro-Latin side, maybe some hip hop or urban into your dance, but the base is still the African Kizomba dance style. So the moves are more or less adapted to the Africanism of Kizomba. So you don't just fuse random salsa patterns into your dance or something. It has to make sense to the dance. That's what I think. So yeah, it's very important actually. Urban Kiss is not separate from Kizomba in my opinion.
Yeah, this is interesting because last Monday, I don't know if you saw the talk that we had with Curtis,
I saw part of it at the beginning.
one of the pioneers, and he
Yeah.
have the same opinion. But for example, Anna and Moon, they enter in the conversation by chat, and they shared their opinion, saying that maybe in the past it makes sense, but for them nowadays doesn't make sense because they can pick up a person from zero, from scratch, and teach them urban keys without the need of having Kizomba skills or technique. So it's a different direction. Of course, my perspective, my personal perspective, if that starts happening, the things will be more and more and more split. And maybe it's not wrong about that, because as in Kizomba, you have a lot of different approach of movement. In urban keys, you will also have a lot of different approach. So it's difficult to make a barrier when it starts one thing and finish another thing. And nothing wrong about that. And Andrea saying, thank you for the answer.
Yeah, he's saying thank you. Yeah.
And regarding the investment, I know that this is difficult to analyze, but you are a guy from a bank, so maybe for you it's easier. Regarding the investment that you made, more or less, like take in consideration the lessons that you teach using the methodology and the skills that you learn, and the profit that you get from that lessons that you teach. How long do you think that it took to return the investment that you made on KTT?
This was already in the first season, actually. This was already in the first season after I attended KTT. Already after the first season, we were able to get the investment back that we spent on the classes. And if it was not the first season, it was definitely the second season, because we grew quite substantially in the last 3 years that we were teaching actually.
So good. Thank you. We are very happy you know that we work for results. For our results, mainly when we create some kind of program, our major goal is that the people that invest in our programs can have fast results, because like that they will be happy, they will share, and they will return. Okay, a happy customer return to the place where they were happy. In a way, just to know your opinion also, because we have been talking with other instructors that have teachers training, like Felicien, Albir, also Curtis, and all of them, the program that they have is different from ours in the way that we share 16 lessons ready to use. So with that 16 lessons, what to do, lesson number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, all of them, and giving you also advices of how you can readapt that, including that 16 lessons can pass to 32 lessons. So depending on the level and skills of your students. And their trainings, they don't do that. They teach vocabulary, and they teach skills, saying you can do this in this level, you can do this on that level, but don't give like a step by step. In the perspective of a person that is searching for a structure, what do you think that this kind of approach have advantages? Because you can pick up this and start immediately reproducing. Once again, we don't guarantee that we are training amazing teachers. We guarantee that we give skills or we give tools that you can become an amazing teacher, because it's not after a training of 5 days that you become an amazing teacher, but you have to have tools to do it. What do you think about that?
I feel that the methodology that we got from you, the 16 classes, it was a kickstart to start somewhere, to start from a zero with the methodology, and after that, when you get used to working with a structured methodology, and actually, after these 16 classes, uh, everything is written down. We just continued writing down what we did. So we have literally from beginners 1 to intermediate 3, we have all the methodology written out because we got used to working with written and practical methodology, and we saw the benefit of it, how you could duplicate this to another season and another season and another season in such an effective way. And you just that means that you get the space and the freedom to make the class even better and better and better, and not having to think about what am I going to do all the time. So for me, this was a big thing in the KTT content. But I can believe that, for example, somebody already has some teaching experience as a dance teacher. Maybe other options like how Curtis and Felicien are doing it are also good, because you already have the knowledge of working uh, with classes, like leveling up a person from 0 to. So maybe, yeah, that could also be handy. For me personally, um, this methodology was more fitting.
So good to know that. And it's interesting you are touching that points that you talk, because the good thing is that beside we give you content, we tell you the way of thinking behind that construction, in a way that for some people, they don't want to spend time and to invest time to think about what to do. And that are the people that connect with our style, and they do level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, all the levels that we have, they do it. Because for them, it's easier. They can focus their time of investment in other things, and they connect with our style, they trust what we are doing, and they go. So it's an option. But for those that want to have their personality touch, the level 1 brings that opportunity of understanding how to construct a structure. So you can use it, but if you don't want to use exactly like that, you can pick up your own concepts and just switch the things, and you have there like a script of what you need to do and how you will do, and what is the way of thinking behind that methodology. So that's why
Yeah.
we are so happy with what we achieve with the KTT, because it's for everybody. Even for those that want to follow Urban Keys or Fusion, the level 1 allows them to build a group of people that will be able after to go in the direction that they want, and they can create any kind of combinations. And after it's just a question of creativity, because some people have this difficulty of creating steps. So for them, it's easier to go to YouTube. But instead of going to YouTube, they go to a place where they have a path. So this after this, because of that. So good. So we are entering in the final round, and let's focus now a little bit on the future, the present and the future. Okay. Do you have a big dream?
That's a very beautiful question. Yeah, and yes, I do. And the dream only became bigger and bigger throughout these years, because being a Kizomba teacher is actually a tool for bringing happiness to other person's life, because dancing is happiness, dancing is healing also. A lot of healing in dancing, and a lot of happiness that you can experience in dancing. And this you realize later as a teacher, how much impact you can have on somebody's life. And you get addicted to this. You get addicted. You want to share more and more and more. And for me, um, this is the higher goal in my life nowadays, to keep on sharing my passion and to bring dance to more people and more people. And yeah, this is something that I cannot unknow anymore. This is what I need to, what I want to do, what I need to do, and it became my calling in life actually.
So beautiful. But can you transmit that or pass that to a physical
Materialized.
materialization?
Yes, I can. What I have been doing is getting in more teachers into that work with me, that can share more of their passion also. And what I want to build actually is a dance community and school where in the end not only Kizomba is being taught, but also different styles, like for example salsa or bachata. And I actually want to have a more all-rounded school, well-rounded school. How you say that? And
Multidisciplinary.
sorry,
Like multidisciplinary.
yeah, multidisciplinary. Yes, for sure. And to be able to reach even more people, because myself I can just reach so many people. But when I multiply my hands, I can reach even more people. So yeah, materializing it just attracting more people that share my passion for dance,
But for example,
other teachers.
it's in your
Yeah.
dream, one building with that objective, or having like a franchise, different places.
I think different places for me works better than just one location, because I have seen how beautiful it is to work in different areas and reaching different people from different areas also.
And in
And
10 years, how many locations you want to have?
oh wow. I actually already have Amsterdam, Almere, and Amersfoort, Haarlem. So I already have 4 cities at the moment in the Netherlands.
But
It
that
would be
cities that you are talking about, it's like a rented room, or it's a place, a venue where you manage 100%.
two of them I manage myself 100%, and other two I'm being hired by other dance school.
And what do you want? You want that hybrid situations, or you want just to have the ones managed by you?
By you.
In the end, I want to have my own brand. I want to have my own brand and being able to set up my concept of the dance, and if
And how many locations you want in 10 years?
wow, to be honest, I haven't thought about this.
And each location, how many studios you want to have?
Studios, like 3 or 4 studios.
Each location.
Yeah, it should, because when you have
And how
multiple
many
styles,
students you will have in each location?
hundreds.
Hundreds, but how many hundreds?
At the moment, for example, in Amsterdam, I
About
have
the
like,
moment. I'm talking about 10 years.
no, so I want to make a comparison, right? I want
Okay.
to make a comparison. So in Amsterdam, I have like 30 to 40 students now. In Almere, also 30 to 40 students. In Amersfoort, 20 to 30. And I want to have more, like over 100 per location, definitely.
But
This is the goal.
41 is enough for those that you have 40, or 61 is enough for those that you have 60. What is
Uh,
my point? Where I want to get here,
mhm.
and without pressure, just to try to help you and to push you for things that we already made for ourselves, and
Mhm.
decisions that we made in the past without conscience, and now studying those that share this kind of coaching, we understand the good decisions that we made in the past, the bad decisions that we made in the past that become learnings for us. And if we had that learning and that knowledge 10 years ago, maybe nowadays we would be even bigger. But
Yeah.
this is all about planning, okay? And there are no big dreams or small dreams. There are our individual dreams, and our dreams have the size that we want to give, okay? And the mentality and the mindset that I personally like to have, and this is not the right way, it's my personal way. I like to dream big and start small. There are a lot of people that don't want to dream big. Their thing is to have something small, and everything is perfect. Nothing wrong about that. Always I give the example of my father. My father works for Toyota already for 50 years, 50 something years. He started here in Portugal as a delivery boy. He made to the warehouse, just placing the parts in the places. He passed through the different stages inside of the warehouse. He had the opportunity to go to the office. Inside of the office, he had the lower position, and he gets higher and higher and higher. Nowadays, he don't have a boss in Portugal, okay? But at that time, some people also start working with him in the same positions. And most of them, they are still on the warehouse, placing the parts in the places, because they made an option. They made an option of having a work from 9 to 5 in a way that they can go home after and relax. And this was their way of happiness. My father, he wanted to get in a higher position. So for that, he need to do different circuits, including he have just the 4th degree. He just studied till the 10 years old. So back on the days that was possible. Nowadays, it's not possible. So he understood that if you want to grow, we needed to learn English. So we started studying English in the night. So he collected the tools that he found that was necessary to reach the goals that he reached. And every time he reached a new goal, he placed a new goal forward. So this was my life example. And this is the way that me personally live, by goals. What we have here, these amazing facilities that we have here, was our dream in 2005, when we start Afro-Latin Connection. And it was really our dream. We imagine it and we draw it, and we didn't have this knowledge. We wanted a building with several floors, with different rooms, with lessons for kids, lessons for grown-up people, being able to have televisions to show what happens inside of the rooms. Then we traveled to New York, we saw the Broadway Dance Center, and we said, oh my God, this is the thing. So in 2010, the dream materialized. So only 5 years to be able to reach what was our big dream. And we knew 2005, that was really a big dream. We never thought that we would get there in just 5 years. And when we get in 2010 to the position that we get, we haven't, what was a big dream, it starts becoming a reality. So we start dreaming even bigger. And this is the way that we are doing. But I'm telling you this because sometimes we don't define our dreams in such a way that they can become reality. So I'm just giving you here a task, a homework, okay? You accept it if you want, of course, but I truly believe that this works. And we have some results. There was one of these lives, it was one of the first, with Jorge Azeredo, that is a Portuguese guy that lives in Spain and attend our training. And I made him more or less the same speech. He was trying to find a place. And this is true, it's really true. At the end of the live, he received the call to visit a place, and he found like the venue of his dreams in the way that he can go in that direction. If you place your mind in the path of reaching what you design for yourself, you will get there faster. Okay, and this is not something like esoteric, it's reality. And if you study the cases of success worldwide, and in the position that you were in the bank, for sure you know a lot of different stories. But sometimes it's easier to tell others what to do, and we forget to look to a mirror, to look to ourselves. So that's why a lot of people pay a lot of money to coaches in a way that they can look outside of the box. So the homework is to sit your bunda on a chair, pick up a pen and paper, and draw where you want to be in 10 years. But go to the detail. What is the name of your project? What will be the names of the different venues? How many rooms each one of them will have? How many teachers, how many instructors, the staff that you will need to do that, the softwares that you will need to hire to be able to control students, things that you can do in conjugation with each other. So you will start creating a plan. And after, or a final of the plan, after it will be easier to do the backward process. So you already have 4 places, 2 of them are yours, and the other 2 are in an agreement. So you already have experience, you are in a better position. You already know things that you need that maybe 10 years ago you didn't know. So hope you accept this challenge,
I will,
because
yeah, for sure.
I truly believe that you have everything it takes to be able to,
For sure.
get success. And we need more people like you in our community to be able to professionalize our profession. Because unfortunately, a lot of people consider themselves professional just because they pay their bills with the money that they collect from the dance. And that is not being a professional. Nothing wrong about that, but we need to professionalize our industry in salsa, bachata, kizomba, in order to get more respect, in order to get more people, to touch more people's lives, because that is also our mission. Change people's life through dance, because we believe that dance can be a life-changing moment for a lot of people, and saving lives including, and creating lives, because people connect in such a way that baby's born.
Yeah.
So
100%. I want to say something about
tell me.
this. This is very beautiful that you say this, and actually you make me realize that I don't want to use it as a excuse. Let me say that in the beginning. In the breakup of course with my partner, and in the Corona situation, I lost a little bit of this manifestation power, because of the uncertainty, and because of having to redirect my path. Where am I going? And yeah, it's really a nice call to arms, I would say, even to start manifesting again what I want to create. And I do know a lot, of course, what when it comes to why I am doing what I'm doing, which is a very important thing, because or else you don't have this intrinsic motivation to actually go get that goal that you have. So yeah, it's a nice one. I'm definitely going to pick up on this homework. Thank you very much.
Things don't happen just because.
No, it's
This
true.
interview,
Yeah, I
Everything
believe
just
so.
happens
saying.
for a reason. And in
There's no
times
coincidence.
of crisis, there are those that cry and those that sell t-shirts. This is not invented by us. It's a marketing guy that already said that, and opportunities can appear. And believe me, people will need you, as will need us, and will need everybody that are related to arts in general, to heal the diseases that are coming after COVID. Mental diseases, they are already appearing, and dance will be a healing to a lot of people. So we need to be ready, we need to be prepared. It's like going to the battle war of saving people.
Wow, that's very beautiful. Yeah, you're so right.
My
Oh,
dear
that
friend,
I get shivers down my spine when you say that. That's very nice.
thank you
It's
so
true.
much for your time. Sorry to finish in a rush, but in 8 minutes I will start a Zoom lesson, and I still need to prepare all the stuff, okay? Quick invitation for those that are around. We are having tomorrow a Kizomba Teachers Training free masterclass, where we will share with everybody what it takes to have a complete structure to teach Kizomba. And at the end of that masterclass, we will open registrations to our next online class that will finish in Sunday. So it will be like a short group in a way that we can deliver as much as we can. If you want, go to our bio. You have there a link to register for free. Kevin, bless you all the best, and can't wait to visit all your venues in Holland.
And we want to know about your dream more. Yeah?
Yes, I will send it to you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed it.
When you make that sitting of bunda and start writing, take a picture, post it on a story, and tag us in a way that we know.
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
will
It's
do
really
it.
nice.
I will do it for sure.
Ciao, ciao, my
Thank
friend.
you so much,
Thank
Bye
guys.
you.
bye.
Love
Thank you.
you. Ciao, ciao.